apologies, sir. No apologies.
Both of you gentlemen will need to get
Call the December meeting of the Hudson River Black River Regulating District to order. Our first order of business was supposed to be an audit committee meeting today. We do not have a quorum for that, so we're going to take it up as a committee of the whole in the committee report. Call to order. Roll call, Mr. Furr. Do that first? Okay. Okay, please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now roll call.
Mr. Chairman, Mark Finkel.
Here.
Albert Hayes.
Here.
David Bergstress.
Excuse.
Anthony Neves.
Excuse.
Jeffrey Wilson.
Here.
Dennis DeWitt.
Here.
Robert Sloan.
Here.
Robert Preston.
Here.
Robert Goldman.
Here.
John Hudson. Here. Stephanie Rizicki. Here. Richard Farrar. Here, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And just to point out for those listening, we do have 4 people here, so we do have a quorum. I need a motion to adopt or revise the meeting agenda. I know of no need to go into executive session, so I'd like a motion to adopt the meeting agenda.
I'll make such a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no guests and nobody here for public comment. So I'd like a motion to approve the November 14th regular board meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any corrections, additions, or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Report of the Executive Director, Colonel Small.
Good morning, everyone. My report is found on page 59 of your packages. We issued 4 weekly flag reports with the Executive Chamber. I've had a good dialogue over the past month with both Deputy Secretary Venetia Lannon and Rajiv Shah. I'm actually attending the Governor's Holiday Reception this afternoon, where I'll see both of those individuals as well as folks from around the state operations realm. Some executive actions noted in the past month. The Great Sacandaga Lake Advisory Council had done the documentary Harnessing Nature on Sunday, November 12th and Saturday, the 25th of November at Northville Central School to wide popular acclaim amongst the local people that live around the lake. The documentary, they initially printed 2,000 DVDs for it. They were completely sold out, so they've got another 1,000 or more that they're going to reorder. It's at thegreatsacandaugalake.com for those who are listening or those who are interested. You can order them online. It's about an hour and 30-minute production. The district in particular, I would say, we opened up our archives for everybody to be able to get all of the construction documentation sort of thing. The chief engineer provided the dialogue, and it came out really well in terms of the district's presentation in the lake about how the dam was created and what's going forward sort of with the show. It was a really nice, well done thing. Hats off to Saratoga County.
Yeah, before I thought you were done with that. I wanted to say something about it.
Yeah, Jason Kemper and Lauren Roberts from Saratoga County. Here we are in Saratoga County office spaces. Many thanks to the county for actually coming to the table with resources to do this local documentation.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, my wife bought about a dozen of them, and we gave them as gifts. A secondary gift, and people, they love it. So I just, if you're looking for another gift,
It's not going to be presented again somewhere?
It will likely be presented again in Northville, Broad Alban, and Mayfield. They're arranging a second screening, if you will. It was so popular, it was literally sold out.
I got
2
closed
shows
out.
At Northville.
I got closed out.
But yeah, it was very widely acclaimed.
So we bought them, we gave them to the kids. They just loved it. They grew up on the lake. They have to have a DVD player. Yeah.
Okay. So, second item of business.
And electricity.
I got water last week, come on.
Let the board know, the 2018 to 2021 three-year budget cycle, the planning is ongoing for that. I bring that up, a very important note, and to get the board's awareness and attention to it, is that one of the things that we're doing as a potential cost-saving measure is to reduce the amount of lease space in the Albany office. We have about 2,400 square feet there. We're looking for space from about 1,000 to 1,200 square feet. By consolidating some administrative functions into existing office space at SFO. That had been an issue in the past. It had been discussed. No intention to close the Hudson River area office, but just consolidating as a cost savings measure to reduce overhead, in this case through less leased space. That was in conjunction with item number 3, which was hiring actions that you authorized at last board meeting for 2 administrative assistants that are becoming vacant. Mary Buck is leaving at the end of the year, and Cheryl is leaving in the beginning of January. We've found 2 successful candidates who've both been offered and accepted positions to work at SFO and or the Albany office. They're flexible in that regard, which will allow us to lease less office space in the Albany area. Number 4 bullet, planning meeting was held on the 17th of November with the Fulton County Planning Department representatives on their feasibility study to draw water from the Great Sacandaga Lake. That's been a long-term effort that they've been interested in. They're working out the engineering technical details. They're at the point where they've got a draft document together that they will then be able to staff that out, if you will, amongst all the stakeholders that would be interested in that, and then we'll get they will get comments back from all of the players regarding that feasibility study. Any questions on that? I know it's been a long time issue. That's they're getting their engineering study together. We also held a Safe Lake Initiative meeting on the 16th of November at the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. That's the Great Sacandaga Lake Association, the Sacandaga Protection Committee, the Adirondack Jet Ski Club, Great Sacandaga Lake Advisory Council, all of the civic stakeholders around the lake, including the towns of Mayfield and Broadalbin and Northampton, all attended. We had 4 deaths on the lake over the past year. Our goal is to reduce the danger so we have as few injuries and deaths as possible on the lake, sort of thing. A couple, really tragic situations, sort of thing. And everybody's really coming together to do that. And it's more of an awareness. It's metamorphosizing into an awareness campaign that everyone puts out safety messages and try to get the general public to adhere to good, safe practices around the lake, sort of thing, including law enforcement. Number 6 item, myself, the Chief Fiscal Officer, and the General Counsel, we attended a meeting at the Capitol at the Legislative Office Building with Assemblyman John McDonald from Cohoes, from Albany County. That's a follow-up to the meeting that we had in Saratoga County in Half Moon with Assemblyman McDonald and hosted by Senator Marchone regarding the Hudson River area assessments. And they're in the midst, Assembly staff, of doing some follow-on analysis to what had been done previously regarding the Hudson River area apportionment and its assessment. And they're taking some of the options that we had laid out before for funding for the Hudson River area side and publicizing and working those options amongst the public stakeholders. And I'm not sure where that effort is headed at this point. But it's underway from both a legislative standpoint as well as the executive chamber. I've kept our program points of contact very much aware of what's going on and the conversation that's being had. So we'll have to work that out as it goes forward. But it's another way to find funding for the dam maintenance plan that was in the September memo. And that's what's kind of driving it from the district's point of view, is the dam maintenance that's out there. Lastly, I attended the Adirondack Association of Towns and Villages meeting on Sunday, the 3rd of December and the 4th. It was good to touch base with all the public officials, in which 5 of our 6 dams are located. I saw a variety of people and had a lot of good conversations with a lot of folks, including some former board members that was very helpful, just kind of getting their perspective on where the district was going forward. Subject to your questions, that would conclude my report.
Any questions or comments? Pretty thorough report. Thank you. Thank you. Contracts, resolution to approve Fifth Amendment to Contract C 032007.
Mr. Chairman, my memorandum is on page 61 of the packet. As mentioned last month, we did complete the ice sluice repairs at Conklinville in the middle of October, and construction had been anticipated to take about 10 weeks due to a few circumstances beyond our control and our engineers' control. We required about 6 additional weeks time period to complete that work. As such, and wanting to maintain good oversight on the project, we had our consultant GEI continue their construction observation throughout the remaining 6 weeks of that project, and as such, there were additional costs associated with their time to complete that observation beyond the original contract estimate of 10 weeks construction observation. And so we asked GEI to put together a cost estimate of their additional work. Now that the project is completed, we can reconcile that additional services. That came to a total cost of $22,500. In addition to that, too, their contract, which expires December 31st, 2017, should be extended at least another year. We believe will be necessary to close out the work that they've been doing for us for, well, now with a contract number of 2007, 10 years. This contract with various analysis and culminating with this work at the ice sluice. Staff recommends acceptance of GEI's additional ice sluice remediation, construction services, scope work, and fee proposal, and seeks board authorization to amend contract C03-2007 by an amount of $22,500 for a total contract price of $364,500, and also seeks authorization to extend the term of the contract to December 31st, 2018. Okay, I'll take any questions if you have any on that.
Those poor guys are out working now.
No, we finished before the snow began to fly and before it got too cold. That was it.
Just a thought.
We were able to avoid winter work and have them out there when it's.
And this extension obviously was truly unavoidable.
Yeah, well, it was related to, as I discussed briefly, it was related to the contractor, partially related to the contractor's miscalculations and misalignment of and preparation of the surface area that was necessary for placement of the concrete. It actually required us to do some quick re-engineering. The GEI did that work as well as during that period of time, and the time needed to complete the project. The additional construction services were extended by that 6-week period, and also it took a little bit longer than we had all anticipated to prep that area where the concrete was placed. So we had our consultant out there for that period of time.
I need a motion.
That was a good question.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I know it's a paltry amount, $22,500. However, you indicated that some of this is due to the contractors.
The delay in time, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're,
Any recourse under their contract or general? I mean, I understand it's a paltry amount of money, but nonetheless, if someone else is responsible for us having to expend $22,000 or $250,000. I mean,
A couple of things happened.
Okay.
So the contractor basically placed a staircase in the area where they would have otherwise placed concrete.
Right.
And so Rob and the engineering consultant had to basically redetermine how much concrete and what configuration would work within the area that was left. In doing that, they reduced the total amount of concrete, which reduced the volume of concrete going in, which reduced the cost of the other contract by far more than the $22,000 that we spent in engineering services. That other contractor wants that money, and we
Wants what money?
We don't think we're going to give it to them.
Wants what money?
They contract, I forget the exact figure.
The
They contracted for
the initial volume of concrete,
contract, yeah.
the
and now that they
construction.
want it, they used less, they
Less.
nevertheless want what was contracted for.
Bingo. And
Well,
we're likely to say no, in which case we will save more on that contract than we spend on the additional
Okay.
here.
I still have some questions, the lawyer and me.
Not
Yeah.
to say that we're going to definitely be there, but that's where we're
Well,
headed.
let me ask this further question, and this all stems from the placement by the contractor of a staircase. Correct?
Yep.
More or less? Is that staircase contemplated in the contract?
Yes.
No, that is up to the contractor to decide means of access, location of access. Items like that are left up to the contractor.
Long and short of it, there are a lot of
His
issues on the
responsibility.
contractor's side at the end of the day.
Potentially, yes.
There are a number of questions and issues all on the contractor side when it comes to,
Yeah.
but not on this. But not on this. Okay. And I just want to make
All right.
clear where this,
No, that's
gonna lead us.
kind of a separable issue, although it led to us having to extend the duration
Okay, I
of the
get it.
contract, and that's how it's related to this particular
okay.
issue.
Any other questions? If not, a motion to approve the Fifth Amendment of the contract and extend it.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Rosenthal.
Second?
Mr. Dwight.
Any other further discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Move to staff and committee reports. Since we did not have an audit committee quorum, we're going to take that up in the whole. So, the audit committee, Mr. Farrar.
Mr. Chairman, on page 4 is my memo regarding the
Page what?
Four.
June 30th,
Four.
2014. The actual independent audit report is page 547. As has been typical of audits since the last 12 years, this one went very smoothly as there were no material findings, and on page 8 of the audit, which I believe is the second page of the independent audit report, I just pulled out the opinion section, which is basically that section that essentially says that it's an unqualified report. Specifically, it says that the financial statements referred to present fairly in all material respects the respective financial position of the district, our activities, and it represents that for the fiscal year ending 2017 and 2016. I also like to point out several other areas of the audit under operations, and these are where there's some variances from prior years. So for the folks, whether it be our oversight entities who look at probably those areas where there are material changes in numbers but not material issues. Under operations, you would note that there is a reduction in revenue of about $2.6 million. That doesn't mean that we didn't collect assessments or we lost money. the difference between last year, we received a past due amount from Erie in that amount. So all of our assessments were collected, they were collected in a timely manner, and there are no material amounts to be collected.
Good.
That's one item. Under deck, this section just points out that there is this reconstruction of the spillway, the ice-loosened spillway, and that the board approved the bond resolution, and that has been a section that has typically not been quoted because we just have not borrowed any money. So that's the first time the district has a debt section of the reports. Well, actually, we only started doing it kind of in the 80s, so probably maybe the first time that debt is pointed out in the report. The last section, which refers to potential future economic event, that's the section that cites the current litigation that's been pointed out in the audit, I believe, since probably 2008, I believe. The rest of the audit is pretty much boilerplate and/or reflects the actual financial statements of the district, the profit and loss statements, statement of position of our assets, and that's the body of the audit. And I really don't get into that level of detail unless the board had any specific questions concerning that. I believe we added only a couple of capital assets, which could be any equipment that was over $5,000. So those would be the only other changes we wanted. The rest would just be, the depreciation of the current assets like dams and other buildings and such. Again, the rest of it is pretty much spelling out the district's position that, again, is generally set.
Very good. Any questions? We need to do a motion to accept this, right?
No.
Oh, we don't? Okay.
The audit has been posted. It's been posted on the
All right.
Public Authority report system. I've gotten replies back confirming the report. There was one issue with how it was picking up a particular number, which was their issue, not ours, and everything is up to date and in compliance.
Comments from them, not like
from
public
Authority,
comment.
yes, there was the way they had the thing set up was it looked at an item and you had to enter it as a negative and it treated it the opposite way. So it was a system.
Settled debit
We made it
credit
correct.
conundrum.
We corrected it per their instruction. It was corrected. They actually confirmed that it was correct.
Very good. Any further questions, comments? Thank you. Move on to General Counsel, Mr. Leslie.
My report is pretty bland this week, or this month. As of this morning, there's still no decision on the Erie v. FERC appeal.
67.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. I believe I'm at page 67. So anyway, in any case, we have had no decisions issued from that court within the last week or so. I suspect they're trying to avoid disrupting their Christmas break. But the decisions that were issued before that are within the time frame of when we had our oral argument. So I really expect it any time.
Well,
There has also been no movement on the Brea land deal. I'm still waiting for the abstractor to send us a copy of the abstract. Called him yesterday, did not get a call back again.
who's the abstractor? Oh, leather stocking
Leather
title?
stocking title.
Okay.
Out of Utica. I participated in several of the administrative assistant interviews, and also, as the executive director indicated, participated in the meeting with Assemblymember McDonald, where we had a good, robust discussion about everything that we have done to date, and kind of how we got here from a litigation standpoint, the assessments, the difference between an assessment and an apportionment, the durability of the apportionment, and where we are, what we face with the Erie v. FERC appeal. I also, we had prepared for a permit appeal hearing at this meeting. Counsel for the appellant asked for an adjournment until January because they're both unavailable and they did want to attend and say their piece. There have been overtures regarding things they could do to avoid a non-renewal or revocation of their access permit.
Comply.
Right. That's pretty much it.
I know it's premature, but it's fairly simple in reading the record.
I suspect at this point of the year, were they to indicate a plan to comply, we would say fine. I would recommend that we continue to revoke and or non-renew their permit until that compliance is demonstrated, at which time they can reapply with the fees associated with that.
No rocket science there.
Right. So that's basically what happened this month from a legal standpoint. We had a little bit of fun with FOIL. Other than that, I'm available to answer any questions.
Any questions?
The proposed meeting in January is when, sir?
I don't know. No.
Sometime after the 5th.
January 9th in Northville.
January 9th.
I won't be here.
I should say I have a hard copy of the appeal document if anybody doesn't want to print one at home. I will have copies for the appeal on the date of the appeal, and if anybody wants to see them at that point.
Okay, very good. And that's next month. I know what your vote is.
Well, for me, it just begs the issue what the possibility of, and we'll discuss later about remote meeting access, because I hate not to participate in any of the meetings.
Okay, any other questions? Move on? Okay. Compliance officer, Mr. Zicki.
Thank you. Very short, you found our third quarter evaluation report is due January 15th. Today, our minority and women business enterprise spend is a little over $11,000. I attended a second Tuesday due executive order 152. Beginning January 1st, all contractors with employees working on contract issued June 1st, 2017 will now be required to report the salaries of those employees.
18.
Well, June 17th contract for June will be reporting January 1st, 18.
Oh.
So contracts
So yeah.
have an effective date
Right.
from that.
So the first report will have to be April, and, capturing that data from June.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
And salary. Our current stable veteran-owned business report is due January 31st, and our current spend for veterans is $652.79. I completed our internal control compliance testing at all of our offices. On pages 69, 70, and 71 are together contract sheets required under Public Law 2879 to review those, so 60 of those. And I completed our 2017 nationwide cybersecurity review and self-assessment that just looked at our cybersecurity framework. Any questions? If not, that's my report.
Are we safe?
We are.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Chief Fiscal Officer, Mr. Farrar.
Mr. Chairman, our report can be found on pages 72 to 105. I will focus on my report on page 72, which is the district fiscal outlook highlights. Specifically on the next page 73, which is the year-to-date summary of key financial data. If you look at the top, it's the assessments record receivable status. There were a couple of updates there. So currently in the Hudson River area, we are fully collected, up to date for everything, and the only thing that we receive is the state share, which is due Black River area, we have collected all material assessments, all county assessments, both current and in arrears. And there are two items outstanding. One is not due yet, that's the state share, $250,000, which again will be collected out of passage of the budget between April and May. And then there are three small hydros assessments, current assessments that have not been received, and they total $19,769. So we are in extremely good shape in both areas. So even the black, it's $901,000 at a $921 and change. So which brings us to our total funds to date are at their high water mark. They generally are at the point that we've collected all of our assessments. Even though we haven't collected the state ones, there are taxes and such and other payables that might get us to maybe a fairly close total number. But we're currently at $5.8 million total in both areas, 3.8 in Hudson, a little over $2 million in the black. Page 93 is my cash flow report. There is a new section at the bottom that it's an item report, so at the bottom of the report, what I'm trying to do is to get the fund balance surplus, if you will. And I look at this surplus in any given month, and I try to adjust it for items that have not been paid, material items. For example, we have a contract for Schnabel at $1,079,000. That has to come out of this fund balance. So what I've done is, at the end of the report, at the very bottom, I believe it's highlighted in yellow. That's an attempt to reflect the adjusted year-end surplus of the Hudson River area, and the one below it is to adjust the year-end, that's even June 30th of this coming year. So if you look at Hudson, my actual report shows $3.7 million, which would be blue, a little bit above under Hudson River. I'm adjusting that down to reflect these items that basically have been earmarked in the current cycle. This is kind of a work in progress, so there's a couple items that I'm looking at that, one, I know we have to add, which would be additional set aside for debt service reserve. So for the current bond that we have for the ice sluice story reconstruction, of that amount, EFC says that the district must reserve 1.25 times the annual debt service. I've estimated that at this point is somewhere in the neighborhood of $240,000, so that amount will also reduce the surplus. I haven't reflected it yet because EFC has not provided me the actual to the penny debt service yet, and I expect to get that over the next month or so. So this is going to help me certainly in this budget cycle, make sure that items that are earmarked are properly reflected in that surplus. And at the time we talk about, for example, the Black River area note, where there may be available surplus in the Hudson River area to make some maybe more material principal payments, I want to make sure that the money that is available in the Hudson River area is actually available in that earmark for something else. Then we have plenty of time to do that, but it's also going to assist me in, with the director and the rest of the staff, the development of the next 3-year cycle. So bottom line is, we are in excellent shape. The litigation aside.
Very good. Always the open question. So, as you see, 3-year budget planning, the facilities maintenance update plan, the fiscal health of the district, planning for 3-year cycles going forward. This is the chief fiscal officer's accounting mechanism to take the outstanding contracts that work against the plan with the proposed areas where the revenue will come from, and just continue to march forward. So an adjustment to the normal means, but I think it's a good thing. It's a good tool that the board and the public will be able to understand where the money's coming from and where it's going.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with that. Any other questions, comments? Excellent, thank you. Chief Engineer.
Thank you. I was on page 106. Both Hudson and Black River saw below average precipitation for the month of November, which allowed us to bring those reservoir elevations down from the rain that we saw, excessive runoff that we had at the end of October and the very, very beginning of November. Gray Sacandaga Lake's about 1.2 feet above our target. Stillwater's about 1.8 above the elevation you'd like to be at this time of the year, but the cold temperature setting in now, and is it typical for this time of the year through the end of or middle of March. Plenty of opportunity to position reservoirs where we need to have them for spring refilling over the next 3 months. And I don't see that at this point being any different this year as it has been in the last 15 years, so, or almost 20 now, of my operation. I'd be happy to take any questions if you have them on operations.
Yeah, any questions? Okay, thank you. And final committee report, Hudson River Black River Administrator, Mr. Hodge.
Excavator to start erosion repair via land. And as of the end of November, staff has completed 915 feet of shoreline erosion repair. Of that 915 feet, 780 feet of the repair, we used existing stone from the permit area. The remaining 135 feet of repair, we brought in 150 tons of riprap. So,
how long is the shoreline? Refresh my recollection. How long is the shoreline?
Approximately 129 miles.
Oh, okay.
So, what's all done?
Yeah.
Well, most of it's fine. It's critical area. Up in the Black River area, the power of the new garage is now complete. And when they ran the wires underground, they also provided new service to the garage and the generator shed to get rid of the overhead wires. So we can have all new service in the other buildings also. One trench, so there's water, cat's eye, telephone, and power in it. Guys did a real nice job up there. Really very pleased with the turnout of the whole project. And glad to answer questions anybody may have.
Any questions and comments? Thank you very much. Any board member questions or comments? Okay. I need a resolution for our next board meeting, which is the 9th of January in Northville. Yeah, I'll make that. Any second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I thank everybody for coming out in this weather.
Okay.
We are adjourned.